Killer. Beats in the hood.
What it good be? Hopefully it's what it should be. This is your boy N.O.R.E.
What up, is DJ EFN.
And this is Drink Champs Yappy Hour. Make some noise! Now, when I tell you, man, when we started this show, we wanted to give people their flowers. You know, that's been in this game and that's been seasoned, that's been, you know, loyal to this game. And when we talk about these two brothers, we talking beyond legendary. We talking beyond iconic. We talking tycoon. We talking galaxy. We talking new planet type of thing. These brothers, I can't, yo, when you go through their catalog, it take you 3 days. 32 albums. Countless hits. You can't name hit without them. They've been here, they are doing it, they still looking good, they pulling up in sprinters, came late as hell because they important. We had to wait.
Presidential time. Presidential time.
And we had to wait. And we didn't complain that one time. We
expected it. It was the right thing to do.
Legendary. He said, this is more even legendary. And man, I just want to thank them because me listening to the music and me going through it and me, you know, knowing the struggles of how they started and where they are now and they continue to be. And like Mr. Lee was trying to say, a lot of our parents was making baby music. I'm thinking millions. If I could say it, there's millions of babies.
The generation was definitely more than one generation
because of these brothers. And I'm not gonna lie, it's probably everyone in this goddamn room right now. Make some noise for the one and only, the Isley Brothers. Make some noise. Man, I'll be honest, man. You know, being fans of y'all and being in the presence of y'all, it's like y'all everything that I expect y'all to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you smooth as walking in here. Wait, you got the trench coat on. You got the leather. Y'all just walk in and y'all are definitely iconic. I'm being honest. You are the iconic figure that I thought you was going to be. Let's make some noise for that. So I usually wait for to get into the drinks, but I'm going to get into the drink. Where you at? Let's give me a drink.
And the flowers.
And the flowers. Listen, our show is about giving people, like again, I hate our people when it comes to this. What I mean by that is, they put a time limit on you, and they say, "Yo, man, if you got 10, 20 years, and it's over, and you should." We don't believe in that here. And here we believe that that's season. We believe that is what time. What wine get better with time.
You're right.
So why wouldn't music? Why wouldn't people? Why wouldn't us?
No time limit on artistry.
So where this show is about giving people their flowers. So we want to off top give y'all flowers off top right now. Off top, yes. And she ain't talking my drink. I want my drink.
Yeah.
Yes. This is
nice.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, make some noise for that. So, I got so much notes, man. I went so hard for this. You want to start it off?
Let's just take it back.
Okay.
You know, as far as we can go. Where's the inspiration for you guys? Actually, thinking about it, you guys, there weren't many family groups and bands. You know, everybody thinks of the Jackson 5, but you predate them.
Right.
You're right.
Right.
So was there any other inspirations as a family unit to make music?
Well, we follow people like Clyde McFadden, you know, and the day. And actually, our mother and father was in the business.
In the business.
You know? And they raised us to do what we do. And they wanted us to be a group that knew all the songs, R&B, gospel, country, western, everything. They taught us all that. And they said for the group to last as long as the Mills Brothers. You know, I think we accomplished that.
Oh, right,
you
for
know?
sure. Right.
You know, and so our first hit record was in 1959. You know, you make me want to shout.
Crazy.
You made me want to shout. They still play that to this day.
Of course.
We've been charted all the way up to right now, eight decades.
Right.
Our album right now, it's been on the charts for 5 weeks. It was #1, and for 30 weeks, it's been in the top 10. It's #6 now. With Beyonce.
God damn it. Yes. And that's a record, that Beyonce record, that's a record that had already been sampled from y'all already too. That is, I believe it's Crossroads from Bone Thugs and Harmony. And I believe that's Street Dreams remix with Nas. Like, so, that's crazy. Like, this is like the third or fourth time and Beyonce wants to come and sample it. How was that? I heard Mother Knowles contacted you guys.
She's one of our favorite fans, you know. We had more samples than James Brown.
Wow.
And James Brown had a lot. Last encounter, we were over 1,000 samples.
Yes.
With the rappers, and you know, and which is like we wave the flag.
Right.
So how was that? Getting a call saying that Beyonce wanted to work with y'all, and especially.
Well, I called her mother and said, you know, we're getting ready to do this album. I wanted her to do the record with us. Her mother called her, and in 5 minutes she called back. Yes, I want to do it. And she had recorded this record with her group before.
Oh, wow.
But it was a different recording, you know. And so we decided on that record, man. And she's so talented, man.
Right.
I mean, she's so talented.
Of course. Goddamn.
I think the people know that, but they don't know that. but she works so hard, man, and we were blown away with the record. Her mother cried about it.
Wow.
Her favorite song is "For the Love of You." You know.
Incredible.
And we did songs with Rick Ross.
Recently, with Scott Storch was the producer, I believe. Yeah.
Scott Storch. We did songs with Quavo, Takeoff.
Wow.
We did songs with 2 Chainz.
Right.
Snoop Dogg.
Right.
You know.
And if you ain't did song with them, they sampled you.
For sure.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how sampled you guys were. Like, I knew it, but then when, I'm doing the research. But let me ask you one thing, because at this time, hip hop used to be considered a fad, right? It was like, all right, that's something that people are doing in the hood. Was there ever concern of you saying, you know what, someone taking my classic record of mine and doing it over? Was there ever concern like them messing up the legacy of it?
My brother Ernie called me when Biggie did.
Big Papa?
And we like celebrated, man.
Y'all knew it was him.
They flipped out, And then when you call me Big Papa, and we put a part of that in our show now with Ice Cube. Ice Cube is one of my best friends, Wow. And Ice Cube.
Wait, you going too fast. Hold on. You can't be jumping from Ice Cube to Biggie Smalls. We got to stop.
But that's how incredible it is.
He was just saying it like it's regular. No, this is not regular people. Hold on. Okay.
And these are not regular records, too. These records are huge.
That's what's the crazy. We had George Clinton on recently, right? And the difference that we noticed was George have a lot of samples as well. But it seems like the samples that sample y'all is the huge records.
Yeah.
Like huge. Like, So where are you at? Because Ice Cube comes way before Biggie. So when is you at where, what is the record label call you and say, Ice Cube just did your record over?
Yeah.
Okay. And what do they say? They say?
We say, we wanted to listen to it, know. So we listen to it and say, man, this is incredible, man.
Right.
Because you guys had to clear it, right?
So and then he decided to say, I want to do one of y'all songs on every picture that I make. That's what he said. So, which is a blessing.
Hell yeah.
But everybody is, I don't know how many samples in between the sheets.
Right.
Ernie keeps up with a lot of that, but
that's the same one Biggie sampled, right?
Yeah.
And Drake and Lil Wayne did a freestyle over it as well.
Yeah.
Stefani.
Yeah, God.
Yeah.
Stefani.
So did Jay-Z and Drake.
Oh, yup, Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Whitney Houston too.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Wow.
I'm just gonna be honest, man. This is, when I think of black excellence, when I think of excellence, period, I think of you brothers, man. I really do, because, like, to stand the test of time and to still be who you are, that's hard. That's a hard thing to do.
Wow.
Right.
That's a hard thing to do, man. To still have the respect. And let me tell you something. I could ask any generation about the Isley Brothers, and they all going to answer with the same amount of respect. Do you understand how much you were loved and revered in the community?
Wow, that's amazing, man.
Okay.
That's really amazing. We came up with people like Sam Cooke, Jackie Wilson, you name it. They were. We learned things from Sam Cooke.
Right.
I learned things from Jackie Wilson.
Right.
Clyde McPhatter.
Right.
I mean, you can go all the way back, and
Right.
I can tell you stories about all those guys, man.
Right.
Jimi Hendrix lived in a house.
In Jersey, right? In Jersey. Yo, that's crazy. I was trying to get to that. It's in my notes.
He made his first record with us, Testify. And we never thought, we thought he was the greatest guitar player in the world, but we never thought that he would, become where he went,
Until he started taking acid.
Yeah. And my brother was like playing baseball then. When he started playing with us, he started playing his drums. And he talked to Jimi Hendrix every day, And all of a sudden, hey, he's the next Jimi Hendrix.
Wow.
Wow. Man, it's all that's been wonderful. God blessed us, man. Our father and mother were concerned with us. They said, never do drugs. And no one in the family did any drugs, And I think that's a big part of us lasting this long.
Goddamn.
But God's had his hands on us.
Right.
All the way.
Right. There's a rumor that you was singing in church at 2 years old.
Yes, I was.
I'm picturing you.
Well, you know about it all.
No, because I remember reading this story, hearing this story, and I'm sitting back, and then I had to think about my grandmother in church. And my grandmother would throw me up there and be like, but I couldn't sing for shit, so I ain't win nothing. You won $25, right?
Yeah, $25 one. I was standing on a chair. Saying, yeah.
Wow, that's great. Did your mom ain't do that? You ain't. Yeah, you, Sonny. Your mom wasn't proud of you like that. I'm just being honest. I'm sorry, I took a shot at my friend. It's just, I'm all over the place, man. Okay. See, Dan, he already took my Jimi Hendrix question.
Talk about Fight the Power that Chuck D was inspired by your guys' Fight the Power.
Too. Oh, yeah, Ernie wrote that.
Yeah, we had our family, after we finished the Live It Up album, literally, in 74, our mother, nieces and nephews and the wives came out, and I was in a good mood, and I jumped in the shower. And for some reason, I started half singing or reciting, time is truly wasting, there's no guarantee, smiles in the making, fight the powers that be. And soap went this way, shower curtain went that way, water's everywhere, and I jumped out the shower and grabbed a pencil, a piece of paper, scribbled that down, and put that in my hip pocket when we went to Disneyland that day. I didn't say anything about that song for another 2 or 3 months.
You're telling me you wrote a hit record and then went to Disneyland?
Yeah. Where you going?
That was some smooth shit right there.
Like the commercial. You know? Where you going next? Yeah.
Okay.
But at the time, Ernie started writing songs like Harvest for the World and At Your Best You'll Love. And Make Me Say It Again, the songs out now, and on and on and on, you know.
Right.
I wrote a lot of songs at the beginning before he got into the group, the Extra Thing and Shout and all that type, you know.
Work to do.
Yeah.
Now there's something that that I got explained to the other day. People said that, you know, people looked at the Beatles in a more of a respect way than they looked at Elvis, because they said Elvis would, like, you know, like, I don't want to say steal, but he would take from people that and wouldn't give the credit, as opposed to the Beatles, where the Beatles would. Your situation with the Beatles with Shout was how was that experience?
Well, when we went to England, they were imitating us. they were like doing the woo, shout, twist and shout.
You're talking about the Beatles or everybody that was all the performers over there.
And they, you know, Paul McCartney will tell you today, you know, say, if it don't be for the Isley Brothers, we would still be in Liverpool. You know. Yeah.
I'm assuming Liverpool is the hood in England.
We wouldn't have the British invasion. Let's just say that.
That's when he started off singing in little clubs and stuff there in Liverpool. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So they want to cover your song, right?
Yeah.
So at the time, I'm assuming there's not a lot of videos. There's not. So, but do you know the Beatles as white people when they want to come see you?
When we were over there, every day, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, and us were together at night. They were talking about staying at a house when they come to New York City.
Right.
They were asking questions like, does James Brown have 100 pair of shoes? And do he shine those shoes before he go on stage?
Because you guys were the rock stars to them.
Yeah, yeah. And we answered all those questions. You know, they were funny questions. James Brown got 100 pair. He got 100 pair of shoes. Do he carry them shoes every day when he sings? Well, he carry a lot of them. You know? So those are the kind of questions. Can we stay at your house when we can? Will you guys carry us to the Apollo Theater?
Wow.
We promised to do all that. It was just the three brothers then.
Right.
And actually, when they came to New York, they were the hottest. You know, I think their first gig was Ed Sullivan. You know. On television,
Ed Sullivan,
50,000 people would read them, you know.
Wow.
And so everything just went wild then.
Yeah, that's crazy. And when you guys were in London, didn't Elton John play with you guys?
Yeah, Elton John was our keyboard player.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and we're gonna do in the next album that we're doing. We'll do a record together. Yeah, but he was.
What's his name? Elton John back then?
Elton John, and he told us, y'all should listen to some. He wrote 100 songs. Yeah. We didn't listen to nothing.
Because he was just a hired hand at the time, right?
Right. We were just with Elton, a week ago?
Yeah, the Motown thing for Berry Gordy and Smokey.
Oh, yeah, and we talked about, you know, and he said he's going to do a song with us, and Mariah Carey, and you know, all that.
Right.
So Elton is just so talented, man.
Right.
He's a great songwriter.
Right.
And his tour has done
just tremendous business.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Now something I was asking, and this is something a question I actually don't know. Some people call Motown, and when they say Motown, they say the label, but there's some people say Motown and they say the style of music.
Right.
How do you look when you hear the word Motown?
Well, they're actually one of the greatest companies. We learned so much when we went there. We went there out there. We had did Twist and Shout and Shout and some other records, and we had a pretty big name. And our first record there was This Old Heart of Mine. That's the first release. We went out there that week. I called Barry Gordy up, say, hey, I'm coming. We coming to send 3 tickets. We'll be out there in
Detroit.
And he said, oh, okay. You know, I thought that's the way it was done. You know, at the time. Anyway, we went out there and we rehearsed with Holland and Dozier. And one of the songs that we did and we picked was This Old Heart of Mine, and it came out because we were going to be out there playing some club. Anyway, they wanted to release a record, you know, something new on us. And they put that out as a demo, and the record just went bow.
Wow.
It's the #1 record, yeah.
Wow.
This Old Heart of Mine. And that was the record they asked us to do at the show, you know.
So being #1 at that time,
all the time,
and traveling, like, was there tour buses? How did y'all travel?
Man, Stevie Wonder was coming across the street and the cars was going.
Wait, talking about what?
Somebody had it like that.
These Stevie stories is legendary.
Yo, Stevie stories gets back crazier and crazier. All right.
You want to ask that question?
No, Shaq said he rode in the elevator with Stevie. It was just him and Stevie. So you telling me Stevie Wonder was across the street by himself?
Yeah, man. Go get him, man.
Go get him.
Did he know he was crossing the street?
I don't know. It's,
holy shit! I was trying to visualize this. No, none of that. No walking stick or none of that. He just walking. Holy shit, man. Holy. I need another one.
We got in the cab. We got in the cab and pulled up to the company and said, charge it to Motown.
Wow. That's it.
We did pay.
Wow.
Got out the cab. Cab driver looked at us funny.
Oh, you told the cab driver charge it to Motown.
Charge it to Motown. From the airport.
How does that even work?
From the airport, we pulled up in front of the company. Said, you know, I don't know what the meter said, but we said, charge it to Motown.
Wow. Was that how powerful Motown was?
I don't know if they knew they were that Oh, man.
So, let me ask you, right? One thing is like, what's happening at this time was segregation, right?
Well, one thing I want to tell you. When I wrote the song, It's Your Thing, they, Very Garden and them sued us. That's the first time they got sued.
Oh.
And they sued us because they thought that Holland and Dozier and some of their writers had wrote, you know. So we back and forth, you know, went to court, and we wound up winning, you know. But that was one of the things that really hurt us,
right?
You know,
your own kind.
Because he didn't believe that, or that song is too big, or
y'all couldn't have wrote it. Oh, wow.
And from that time on, you know, I guess we did every song that you hear.
Right.
You know, the majority of songs that you hear and is successful by the Isley Brothers.
Was written by that.
God damn it.
Yeah.
God damn, make some noise for that. God damn it.
Huh?
Say you started T-Neck Records at that point.
Oh, yes. We started T-Neck Records with This Your Thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And, you know, we learned what we were doing out there at Motown and what they were doing, and that was it, you know. Right. We figured that was the way to go, and it turned out we could release what we wanted to release when we wanted to release it.
You see?
And then we started doing our own tours.
Went indie. That's a debate we have here versus being independent. Yeah. I mean, Motown, they were at the time.
Was a major indie.
You know, they were. Yeah,
it was an indie that had major.
But we talk about the debate where there's major label versus independent, and I'm always saying independent, owning your stuff. That's the way to
You're
go
right.
versus the major.
Give me the money. I don't want to work that hard.
You guys
give me the
decided
money.
to go independent. You learned what you did from Motown, and you took what you learned and you put it to work.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And the record that we have out now, the album we have out now is independent.
Wow.
Yeah.
This was something I was trying to say earlier because I think I've seen footage of you guys and Sam Cooke one day, and I think that what they were saying was they wouldn't let the brothers or the brothers and sisters on one side of the club. So you and Sam Cooke, I think y'all got on the bus and then left.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think
Okay.
that happened with someone else.
Okay.
But Sam Cooke, I think that happened with Jackie Wilson.
Okay.
We
Okay.
were on a tour together. Yeah.
So how hard was that back then? Because like you know there was segregation. Like how could you perform?
You know, it was very hard, but we were young at the age. We didn't really understand it.
Wow.
You know,
That's
we didn't
honest
understand that somebody would kill you or
Right.
somebody would, we always thought, run.
If it's dangerous, get out of there. How old were you guys exactly around?
I was about 18.
Ooh,
Yeah. Kids, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
17, 18 on the road.
And that had to be like a crazy because of the times that black people were going through, and then people taking political stances like Muhammad Ali and things like that, and then Sam Cooke, and then like all these people. Like I just always, and you know what was crazy back then? We didn't have television to get out our message
Sam Cooke, you stopped him. He said, "Give me the ticket." Don't you?
Wow.
If you gonna give me a ticket, put the ticket on my.
Wow.
I'm Sam Cooke. Whoa.
I sampled Sam Cooke record. Yeah. He cleared it. He cleared it for me. Yeah, oh my God, man, I'm so
He
excited.
wouldn't take anything off of anyone. So that's probably one that well.
But after you guys decided to go independent, you did go with major labels later on.
Yeah.
What was those decisions like? For distribution.
Yeah.
So still owning, taking advantage of the machine at that point.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Because there were so many cases of like people being taken advantage of in that time. Was that something you guys ever experienced?
Yes. Well, I think Philadelphia International was going then, and later on Curtis Mayfield and his company out of Chicago was going then. Motown, and our company, and Stax came a little later.
Now let's address this. This is yours, right?
Yeah.
What is this? Sexy
Cognac.
ass bottle.
Cognac, 35 years old.
35-year-old cognac.
Yeah.
Goddamn. Look at that. This is a sexy ass bottle. Okay. Baron Select.
Yeah, we've been messing with that for a little while, and it's
Okay.
gonna be out sometime this year.
Look, that's a sexy ass bottle. Make sure they focusing on that.
Yeah.
It's a sexy ass bottle. Look at that. It look like a person like me ain't supposed to have this because I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna break, and especially him, he can't hold nothing. Ooh, look, see, damn.
That's a back rock bottle. Yeah.
See, this is class personified. His liquor coming in the Baccarat bar. Make some noise. And you got two of them? What's that?
There's two other bottles there.
Now this will be I think this is 40 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's a cognac too?
Yes.
Okay, let me check that out. Okay. Ooh, that's sexy too. So what's Baron Select?
It's a company that he's a dentist. His family died and left him the whole company in French.
Okay.
And he knows all of our songs from the beginning to the end. And we've been talking together for about over 3 or 4 years. And we decided to come with these, they named the cognac after me.
Right.
And
That's where that signature right there is right there. Look at that right there.
Yeah. And so it will be out sometime this year.
Okay.
And we're going to give the fans a chance to be a part of that the liquor too.
You gonna have them sit with you.
Yeah.
Meet and greets and shit like that. Yes, right. That damn holy moly.
So you said they're gonna be a part of the liquor house, like
but it's gonna be a stock company.
so they're gonna be able to participate in owning it in a sense. That's amazing.
Like the Green Bay Packers.
Okay, something like that.
See, only sports people got that. Got that. The green.
Like an NFT.
I don't try that.
And what's the other bottle there?
Scotch.
Okay.
Oh, you got a Scotch too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm a Japanese whiskey guy. That's so close to it. Oh, that's 18 years.
Yeah.
Look at that. All 3 sexy bottles. All. And look, this is your shit, right? That's what you fuck with.
You gotta taste that cognac, man.
Okay, yeah. That's the cognac guy right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You want to taste that cognac? Come on. In fact, we're gonna go in a quick time with Slime. We got a part of the game where we take shots of the show. You guys don't have to take shots, but he could be your sacrifice shot taker right there.
Okay.
He could be your sacrifice liver donor. Yes. Do you got quick time with Slime ready?
Send it over.
Okay, cool.
The other bottom?
Whichever one, yeah.
Sonny's, you're
Yeah, don't touch that Baccarat now. He ain't work Baccarat, I'm telling y'all that
Sonny
right
coming
now.
in for that? Sonny?
That's my friend, but he ain't that type. We don't let him drink Ace of Spades either, so you don't feel bad.
Let Sonny come in.
Don't feel bad. I'm killing that. All right, cool.
You said Sonny gonna drink for them?
Yeah, Sonny will drink for y'all. So y'all, we take shots. You don't have to take the shots. Okay, you got it? I got it. All right, you want to explain them the game, EFN?
So we're gonna give you 2 choices. You pick one. None of us drink. If you pick both or neither, the politically correct answer, we're all drinking.
Yeah.
We're gonna drink.
Yeah, we drink with them. We ain't leaving them out. Okay, you ready to start it off, E?
Let's go.
The hell?
You ready?
Yes.
The Beatles or the Rolling Stones?
Beatles.
Off rip. You got a different answer?
No, I'm just saying.
Okay. I like that. Biggie or Tupac?
Whoa. Biggie.
Tupac.
You got a drink. They disagreed.
We got a drink.
Oh, we got a drink too. I forgot. Damn.
Any reason why? You could explain why if you want to.
Well, we like them. Like them both.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
If he had said Biggie, I would have said Tupac.
Okay. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Right.
We would have kept the peace.
Okay.
But we got to take a shot. You got to take a shot too.
I'm ready for my shot.
Come on, man.
Where's she at?
You're getting lazy over here.
I don't get paid to put my own shots. Someone here that's their duty, EFN. How come you got your shot? Oh, you pouring your own shit.
My own shot.
All right, no. Listen, I told you, I'm not independent. I am major.
You're a major label.
Yes. Give me my major budget. I am not an independent guy. I'm just playing around. All right.
Next one's good.
Yeah, you go take that one.
Jimi Hendrix or Santana?
Santana.
I gotta say Jimi Hendrix.
Hey, y'all doing this on purpose now?
Jimmy, I met Jimi Hendrix after my brothers hired him. I was 11 years old.
Wow.
And after the Beatles did that first show on Ed Sullivan, not too long after that, my brother Kelly, brothers had a meeting, and he said, these guys from Britain, this Beatles thing, this is no hype, this is real. They got 2 guitar players, but we got Jimmy. And that was just the way he said it. And I looked over at Jimmy when he said that, and Jimmy was grinning ear to ear. So I imagine if Jimmy had been around when that lady came out, he would have given me something between a bear hug and a tackle and say, how did you ever learn how to do that? And I was going, you was in the dining room, man. You was in the dining room playing. You was in the living room playing. I was listening.
Jimmy was so great, even Santana.
Well, hold on, what did you just say? You just said
The
they
greatest,
got 2
both of them,
good.
the
I
greatest.
loved what you just said. Did you just say they got 2 guitar players, but we got Jimmy?
Jimmy.
Oh,
And that was right.
That
was right.
Santana would say Jimmy.
Oh no! I'm not
Yeah, right.
You know, and
you know that Sonny take it.
He's one of my best friends, you know. But I know,
And I'm crazy about Carlos,
that Jimi
too.
Hendrix is the best.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm crazy about Carlos, too. He's a fabulous musician.
Is there any truth that Jimmy didn't know how to write the music?
You know, I don't know if Jimmy knew he was that good himself. Because every day he walk around, whether he had a guitar or not, a stick in his hand.
Just fiddling.
Just playing the stick.
I see you still walked in with a guitar just now.
Yeah, well, have to do that. Come on. It's like that's.
It's another limb for you.
Great sense of contentment,
right?
And emotional security. I'm crazy about the instrument.
Wow, that's commitment to the craft.
I ain't gonna lie. I so enjoyed when you walked in with the guitar, because I was like, yes. Like it's like you want to see Wyclef with a guitar, you want to see Santana with a guitar, and then you see you walk in, and I'm like, he did it. Yeah. I want to see my heroes with their capes on sometimes. You know what I mean? I'm sorry.
I want to ask one question.
Yes, please.
How did you guys come up with this show, man? This show is so great.
We were getting drunk in his studio, and he would play poker, and I would record records, and we would come out the end of the night, and we would just see who would be lasting, and we would call them drink champs. But beyond that, really what the show was about was us being disgusted when people, have, this longevity in the game. And then in our culture, they have this word called washed up. And I hate this word because it doesn't exist in no other culture. No other culture says, well, they're washed up, and we're Rolling Stones, and these guys. What's these guys with the kiss on their face? They go on tour forever, and their tongues done changed and everything. Nobody don't even care. Like, but in their culture, they can do that. Like, why we can't do that in our culture and not imitate them? We be who we are, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to praise, people such as yourself, because you guys deserve to be praised. And believe it or not, without y'all guys' music, y'all foundation, this show doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? Then you don't give me my shot though, right? Him as a DJ doesn't exist, me as an artist, it doesn't exist, and then us forming this platform together.
That's total amateurs, by the way. It was just us wanting to have conversations with icons and legends and our peers, and get these stories that we might have heard backstage or in the studio, but nobody else was hearing them.
And I agree with you with being amateurs as far as media and journalism go, but we weren't amateurs as far as fans. As far as fans and knowing the culture and knowing how important people are, and knowing that it takes nothing away from me to praise you and tell you how great you guys are to your face to face, man to man. It takes nothing away from me. In fact, it adds on to me because it makes me a better man because I know where I came from. I felt good about that. Let me take a shot.
Take a shot.
I was trying to avoid it.
And we were waiting for that major label shot. Go ahead, drink that. Drink that major label shot.
Major label shot. Yeah, you gonna make sure I take that? Okay. All right. Cool. I like this one. Ice Cube. You a switch? I'm telling Jay-Z tomorrow. I just playing. I like this one. Ice Cube or Snoop Dogg?
Oh, man. You answer the question.
I'll say Ice Cube, Footsteps in the Dark. The song I wrote.
That's right. But he sampled. That's right.
He sampled it, and I know there's a video game, GTA, that uses Footsteps in the Dark.
Go ahead.
And Ice Cube's in it. Today Was a Good Day. And it's still Isley.
Right.
Some people know it, from Isley, and some people know it from him. So
and you get double.
But Snoop
Dogg, Snoop Dogg is the number one.
Right.
Is the number. This honestly tell the truth.
Right.
Snoop Dogg, out of all the rappers,
Right.
is the number one rapper.
God damn, I'm gonna take a shot for that.
Right.
Take a shot, man. And you know what's crazy?
Shot for Snoop.
At a barbecue every year, I love to be at the barbecues. And then I always look at the DJ because they're gonna play one version. They're gonna play the Biggie version. Then they play the Isley version.
Now now with the rappers down, people like Jay-Z, people like the guy I won the award with,
Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick, yeah.
Right.
Those guys are so great.
Incredible.
They're so great. You listen at the lyrics and of some of the new rappers now.
Right.
You know, it just and the fastness.
Right.
I mean, my brother-in-law had to let me know about how great.
Kendrick?
No.
Okay.
What's he raps faster. Busta Rhymes.
Oh yeah.
Busta.
Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes. I mean, I looked at Busta Rhymes' mouth and said, how is it possible?
Is that AI?
How is it possible the words come out like that? You know? And you know, so I want to give them all that credit that they deserve, man.
Right.
Hey,
I'd have to say too, when you guys start talking about this person or that person, they both have to be at the table.
Yeah, that's why I said
they both deserve to be.
you're trying to trick him to just get
And I
drunk. That's
can't-
all.
You know, no, you know, it's really hard to say. Well, you want Snoop or you want Ice Cube to be like, oh.
Now it's a trick question. We usually do it to get guests drunk, but y'all OGs, we can't try to give y'all shots and things like that unless y'all with it. But we're gonna get he gonna get how you call it when you smoke a cigarette. He gonna get secondhand drunk for y'all. You know what I mean?
And when we bring up the two names, it's because we respect both.
Yeah, we respect both.
So we just want to have these conversations around these names.
Well, if they like me, man, they listen at your show every day. I know they be listening. What come out my mouth? Because man, I be listening to everything. You know?
But this is one of my favorite questions.
And stories, if we can have them with both.
If you have with either or with both. MJ or Prince?
MJ.
I like how you said that fast. Okay.
I have no problem with that.
Okay. You got a Michael Jackson story?
Oh man,
tons.
Jesus. Michael Jackson was, and Prince has great talent.
Right.
Great talent.
Would you have said Prince, or I just want to make sure if this was the way it was going?
I gotta say Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Michael Jackson was the king of all.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell us some Michael Jackson stories.
I'll tell you one.
Okay.
We were at a CBS record convention in '78, and I came down, and Ronald came down after me. You know, I didn't know, that we were going to both go or what time or whatever. But when I came into the room, I noticed that there was this group of people, all in like pale blue tuxedos. It turned out that it was the Jacksons, and there was this little girl that had a pale.
Oh, you met
gown
Brownskin
on.
Michael.
And it was Janet.
Janet, she was
It
tiny
was Janet when she was little.
Yeah.
You know? And I sat down at the table, and I wasn't there too long, and somebody tapped me on my arm, and I turned around. It was Michael. Hi, Ernie. I said, hey, Mike, how you doing, man? Is it all right if I sit down? I said, yeah, man, come on, sit down, ain't no thing. And we sat there for a little bit, and he said, Ernie, do you think you could introduce me to your brother Ronald? I said, come on, Michael. He knows you, you know him. You know, he's not going to bite you or nothing like that. Yeah, but he might be busy thinking about something. I said, okay, I'll go over and ask him. So it's like something out The Godfather.
Right.
So I walk over to my brother, and I say, Michael Jackson wants to come over and sit at the table with you. Is it all right? Ronald says, it's all right. So I go back to my table, and I literally take Michael Jackson by his hand like he's 6 years old, and I'm walking him across the street.
Wow.
And I walk him up to Ronald's table, and I say something like, Michael Jackson, Ronald Isley. Ronald Isley, Michael Jackson. And the three of us just bust out laughing. You know. And then I go away and I leave them. The two of them there sitting at the table. And I let Ronald tell you the rest.
Well, man, he was just such an admirer of me and how I did songs and this and that and this and that. But later, as time went on and on and on and on, you know, hey, if I'm in any town that they have a show of Michael Jackson on film, I'll stop to watch that show.
Wow.
And me and my wife was in New York, and this fellow that the won a Grammy or something, Tony. Man, this show was one of the greatest shows I ever, I ever watched. You know, we went backstage and talked to everybody on the show. And, you know, if you ever get a chance to go to New York to see the show that they're presenting with Michael Jackson, it will explain everything to you.
Right.
And the guy that's playing Michael Jackson,
you talking about the play?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
You wouldn't.
Yeah. I seen people talking about that.
Yeah, it's so great, man. It's so great. I'm glad that he won a Tony, but it wouldn't be no doubt in your mind where the Tony was going to go to.
No, I heard that. That's crazy. I think I heard Erykah Badu saying that she went to go see it, and I was just like, oh, shit. I was like, really? Like,
yeah.
Wow.
And how old was he when that introduction was made, Michael?
I was 26.
You were. Yeah. And Michael?
Well, he would have been. Let's see, 20. He would have been about 20.
20, okay.
He was born in 1958.
Because when you first made the voice, I pictured Jackson 5 Michael.
No, that's the same voice you was home for life.
No, when he was talking, that's how he sounded.
He just always had that hype. But he seemed, even as a kid, he seemed like he had an old soul.
Oh, yeah. But that was how he was, you know, and the way he just presented himself, you know, and that was him. And the rest of his brothers, you know, when I first came in, hey, Ernie, hey, you know, and all that. And then Ronald told me later on that he saw them all go into a huddle. And then Michael came out of the huddle and came to my table. And then that's when the conversation started.
Goddamn, this story is fucking awesome, man. I'm trying to say it be cool, but I'm not cool at all. This shit is awesome. Have you ever met Prince?
Prince? Yes.
Okay. And just for the record, when you met Michael, there was no white glove, right? Not at that time. Like later on, he put on a white glove. Okay, boom. And Prince, is this ass out Prince or I'm asking. I'm just being
chaps.
Yeah, chaps.
It was somewhere a club that was on Sunset in California.
Not the Roxy.
Not the Roxy.
I'm trying to really.
And Prince was like, he was kind of big then, you know, and. Was with Eddie Murphy, and he introduced us, you know. And Prince was kind of, you know, real, you know, like, you know, like he was into the show business thing, you know.
It sounds like a Dave Chappelle skit. I feel like someone's gonna come out somewhere. Yo. Man, you guys live a real dope life, man. I'll just be honest. Okay, you want to take over the rest?
Yeah. James Brown or Rick James?
James Brown. James Brown.
James.
Rick James will tell you that.
I'll tell you this. I want you to explain this, right? But I'll tell you the one story I met James Brown. I said this on the show before. I'm walking the red carpet. And I'm realizing, like, you know, James has his nephew or like I don't know, someone, and he goes, yo, that's N.O.R.E, that's a rapper. And James just turns and goes, keep sampling my shit. On the red carpet in front of everybody. He just turned and I guess they must have told him I'm a rapper. And he just like, man, I love rappers, y'all keeping my shit alive. And that's just, he just pointed me in my face and said, keep sampling my shit. And I was like, will do. But who was the James Brown or Rick James?
Rick James, you know, James Brown, we were the first people that he would let come in his dressing room without, you know, going through the changes. Right. Calling him, you know, Mr. Brown and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That was in the, I'm talking about the earlier days, you know. You had somebody standing outside, you know, and you know, come to see him. You know, you had to come in the dressing room. You know, and when we came up to the door, it was like, you know, you kick the door open.
Of course, though, it was you guys.
Right.
Well, I don't know. You know, James was like, he was really, you know,
a different type of individual.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. He was crazy.
I saw the movie.
I saw the crazy about it.
Like into the persona of being James Brown?
Might be. You know. But James knew what he could do.
Right.
He really knew what he could do, and he was the first person to tell us to have your own band. Get your own. Make sure you got your own band playing your music. You know, and that stuck with us. You know, you got Jimi Hendrix and all the band members we had. Yeah. That really stuck with us.
So if you didn't have your own band, what would happen when you got to the clubs? The clubs would play the music for you?
Yeah, we walk in and try to rehearse something with whoever was there.
Whoever's there. Oh, yeah, I can see that. That's like hiring a DJ when you land.
Right, you don't know.
You think the DJ is cool, but then the DJ starts getting
imagine
high.
Instruments.
Yeah.
But do you have a Rick James story?
Rick James, man.
I liked your face. His eyes open up. Open y'all. That's how I know.
I can say I saw Rick James at Madison Square Garden when he had "Give It to Me, Baby," and very, very dynamic show. I was surprised he was not playing the bass. He was more or less singing, and it was a great, great show. And I remember not too long after that, he was in Philadelphia, I think at the Spectrum, and he had sold out like 3 consecutive nights. And they said he had collapsed on stage. And when I heard that, I said, you know, like, Rick, you're having a lot of fun, but man, you're gonna have to get your rest. Because I know it's a party, you know, but God, you're gonna have to, you know, and he was a big fan of the Isley.
He was a big
tremendous fan.
Come to see us every place we were. In California.
Wow.
In Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas.
I mean, throughout the years, I mean, we'll get back to Quick Time and Slime. Throughout the years, what was some of the craziest people that's fans? I mean, obviously everyone is a fan of y'all because you know what I mean. But was there someone that y'all was shocked of being a fan?
Oh, let me think. Johnny Mathis. With my first meeting of Johnny Mathis was at Alan Freed's show. And Johnny Mathis was taking Jackie Wilson's place because Jackie Wilson, he got shot. And, you know, Johnny Mathis would go out there saying, but people were screaming so loud when he was singing. And he would stop. And, you know, and he told us, they made an announcement, would you guys stop, would the girls stop screaming so the audience could hear the song?
Oh, damn.
It's not for me. Then you could hear.
Right.
And I thought that was like, you gonna tell all these people to stop screaming so you can hear the song.
Oh.
But man, that's how he was at that time, you know.
God damn it. Let's make some noise. Get back to Quick Time and Slime.
Where we at?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. Stevie Wonder or Marvin Gaye?
Oh,
Wow.
that's a tie.
Okay.
Take a shot.
Let's take a shot.
I'd say,
We've been wanting y'all to say tie all night.
I would say that's a tie.
Yeah,
Well, want a story about him?
Please,
whatever.
anything.
When Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell had out "Ain't No Mountain High, Ain't No Valley Low," my eldest brother said, I think Marvin Gaye's in town and he's gonna come by the house. And we had a swimming pool party. This was on a Saturday.
Let's talk about. Let's make some noise.
Swimming pool party at my mother's house, and it turned out that he did come by, and he just, out of respect and to say hello and all that stuff, and he was trying to leave, after he got there. He's like, man, Kelly was like, man, where you trying to go? Let me introduce you. This is Ernie and this is Marvin. He said, y'all have a brother named Marvin? He said, yeah, this is Marvin Isley. He liked that. And that was one of the things that sort of encouraged him to stay and say, the only record we were playing in the backyard was Ain't No Mountain High of him and Tammy Terrell.
Wow.
He came back through the gate, and that record was blasting. Everybody froze. Everybody.
When they saw him.
And somebody said, that's Marvin Gaye. And a pandemonium broke out. People coming out the pool. He signing autographs.
This is at your pool party. Mm-hmm. It's not like it's some random ass place.
Polaroid pictures. And then he was trying to still leave. And Kelly said, Ma, fix him a plate. He ain't going nowhere. We had barbecue, chicken, all that stuff, potato salad. And he wound up staying, that was around like 11 or so in the morning. He wound up staying till about midnight.
Wow.
And he sat down at the piano in the living room, voice and piano, and played If This World Were Mine. Incredible. There's grown women in there doing this.
Tearing up.
Yeah, he was that dynamic of a live performing. And Stevie Wonder, I can say for myself, when we first came to California to record what was going to be 3+3, we came down to the studio, and Stevie Wonder was in there singing a song called Don't You Worry About a Thing. We were hearing it cold. It was incredible. And when the engineers, and he couldn't quite find himself what he was trying to do. And one of the engineers said, Stevie, Isley Brothers are here. He sang it from the middle all the way out to the end. And, his contribution to music was just
incredible,
unspeakable.
Ain't nobody trying to fuck up in front of the Isley Brothers. Get your shit together, Stevie.
But then one of the songs we did out there was something called That Lady.
That Lady.
And Summer Breeze. And Listen to the Music. And Don't Let Me Be Lonely Tonight on that album. That's some really dynamic tracks on 3+3.
Who was that lady about?
Originally, it's Ronald's idea.
Wow.
And he told me,
because this woman to this day saying it's about me.
He told me when we're gonna go out. We're gonna go out there.
They 20 years old. They weren't even alive. They still saying that's record about me.
And I said, man, that was done as a cha-cha bossa nova. And he said, we're gonna change the melody. We're gonna change the tempo. We're gonna change the lyric, and you are gonna play a lead guitar on it. And I was like, okay, and we went out there and did what we did, and we kind of like say like the rest is history.
History is great.
It literally is history.
And of course, of course, with any of these stories, I know whether or not I'm talking about it or whether Ronald was talking about it. It could go on.
Right.
Yes. Because we're giving you like the microwave version.
Yeah, boy.
The quick version.
We good with that.
Yeah.
Because you have no idea how I mean, you obviously you do, but y'all both do. Everyone does here. Because y'all history is so rich. Like to me, it's like, what do they call the people? The Queen and the King of Elizabeth and shit like that. Was it?
What, the royalty?
Yeah, the royalty. Yeah,
royal
to me,
family?
that's like y'all a royal family.
No, yes. United States version of royal family. Yeah.
Yes. You going to the next quick time? What's the line?
Let's go. Public Enemy or NWA?
Tie.
I agree.
Sonny, take your shot.
Yeah.
Well, all of us got to take a shot.
Oh, I forgot. I'm in this
Come
shit
on,
too.
man.
Look, I'm looking.
You're running behind over here, man.
Hey, man.
Your major label is slow.
I'm with the Isley Brothers. I could get a, what's that called? I could get a pass. I get a pass, goddammit.
You drank yours, Sonny?
Yo, listen. I'm
Take
not
another
going.
one just off of GP.
We're gonna set a disclaimer right now. The Isley Brothers are not responsible for wherever Sonny drinks and does not make it home tonight.
Sonny will make it home just fine.
Do not blame the alcohol. Do not blame the alcohol. The alcohol is just fine. It came with a baccarat, but they was smart enough not to give you the baccarat run, and I respect them.
And shout
for
out
that.
Sonny, he brought me that Babankou, which I'm gonna drink in one of the next episodes. Is Haitian rum. It's great.
I don't recommend that.
No, it's great. No, I've drank it. I drank it in Haiti. It was
Okay, you
amazing.
next quick time, son.
Let's go. Well, no, any stories with Public Enemy or NWA? Before Cube left, did you enter any interactions with that group?
Oh, what about some women, man? Yeah.
We were scared.
Whitney Houston.
Okay.
Aretha Franklin.
God damn, there's all two producers. She's
I
on
got
there?
it.
All right.
Yeah. No, I'll take
All
it down.
right,
Patti LaBelle, Aretha Franklin.
Oh, Aretha Franklin. Aretha Franklin.
Yes, Aretha.
And Patty Houston. Patty was great too.
Yeah, still
That's
is.
my girl.
Yeah, she's great.
But Patty would say Aretha Franklin.
Yes, she would.
That's why I would say it.
That's
I
why
love
was
the OG accent answers.
Stone of
So would he. I love it.
And our crew put no more women on this list.
That's the Colombian and Dominican over there. It's Colombian and Dominican over there.
Well, what about?
But we all married men, so we be scared to ask
what
like
about
questions
Chaka
like that.
Khan and name somebody. I'm saying
Stephanie Mills,
Chaka.
Betty White. Oh,
Chaka.
just listen to
Shaka
you.
Khan or Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston.
Even though it's a little different, but
Yeah, Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, Whitney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what Stephanie Mills is going through right now? She said something about the beehive. They ain't like it. You cannot say nothing about the bee. Leave it alone. It's a well-known fact. You cannot say nothing about Beyonce.
Right.
Everybody knows it. It's like the mafia. We don't discuss it. We just follow the rules. But Stephanie Mills held it down. She went to the Breakfast Club. She held it down. She didn't back down. She just said that she thought that Beyonce was Diana Ross was on a different level than Beyonce, and we all understand what she meant. But for how it was expressed was like you can't say nothing about Beyonce. Like, and in this day and era, like God bless you guys. You guys didn't have Instagram, but I'm telling you, you're lucky. Because Instagram is some crazy, like, oh my God. I just go on Twitter just to be negative sometimes. Like, I just need an ounce of negativity, so I just go on there and be like, hey, how's everyone doing? People are like, fuck you. I'm like, I said I. I didn't do nothing wrong to offend you.
And
to offend you. I mean, it's the wild, wild west. I swear to God. I literally would go out there and just say hi. Just to and they'll say,
I'll come up with one.
okay.
I'll come up with just one.
Okay.
With all due respect, the greatest male singer in the history of rock and roll is my brother Ronald.
right.
You look at the resume, you listen to it, the catalog. Nobody. The Beatles copied the Isley Brothers, Shout and Twist and Shout. So John Lennon was copying what my brother Ronald.
And they had no problem telling you that.
Right, they didn't.
Right.
But that would be one of the things I would.
Let me take a shot for that, goddammit. I'm taking a shot for that.
But that's not. Michael Jackson copied him.
I'm sure the list could go on.
Yeah, everybody.
That's what's so beautiful about.
That's why he was sitting at the table talking to him,
Right.
trying to get some pointers.
Right.
Dude, can't nobody hang with this man.
No. We got to stop.
And we're brothers. Good God Almighty. Whoa, Lord.
You better give him his guitar, man. He gonna be in the guitar yo, but I'm not gonna lie to you. That's I don't know, I somewhat said this earlier, but that's what's so beautiful about you guys is I've never seen you guys be dated. Like, you know, you guys can fit in any genre, and every genre will sit there and respect you. I said that
gospel,
earlier.
To rock, to R&B,
and I
to
kid you
even
not.
hip-hop,
Like we've been doing this show for 7 years, and so every time I have a person, and I'll call other people to see if people want to participate in an interview or give me some pointers or give me something. When I tell you, everybody answered for y'all.
Wow.
Like, there's certain people that be like, man, I got such and such. They're like, They don't, because they don't want to be a part of the interview or they don't want to help out or whatever. When I'm talking about everybody that I called, sincerely was like, those brothers deserve their flowers. And those brothers deserve the legendary status that they have. And we'll be remiss not to tell y'all how much y'all do deserve that, how much important y'all are to this culture. Not just hip-hop.
No.
Not just
Way more than hip-hop.
Cultural. And I don't want to say anything is bigger than hip-hop or anything is bigger than music, but sometimes it's even bigger than music because every single movie that you watch with a little bit of soul got your soul in it. Like I was sitting back, huh?
That was a good one.
No, for real. Like I was sitting back, I'm like, God damn, I'm watching Wedding Crashers. I'm like, shout, hey, hey. I'm like, holy shit, no, a black man wrote this. Holy shit, I thought this was, what's his name? Vince Vaughn. You know what I'm saying? Vince Vaughn, the way he's trying to put his soul on it. I said, damn, Vince Vaughn, you did great. But, no. Hey, they put twist on it. This is such beautiful basketball games, the stories, La Velas. You know, that shit is everywhere. You really made universal. I heard you say something one time, and you said the music will outlive. I forget how y'all put it. It was both of y'all. You said the music will outlive the legend, right, or something like that. Forget how y'all put it. And I got one record that I've ever made that is bigger than me, right? And it's somebody was in a club one day, and he was singing my song after he stepped on my shoe. He didn't know it was me. And he's singing my shit, this is me. I was offended.
But at the same time,
But I was also like, go ahead, keep singing that. And I can imagine y'all catalog. There has to be people that actually sing y'all shit and was probably like, man, fuck them. Have you ever had that experience?
You know, I was watching the football, Super Bowl game.
Mm-hmm. Not just any football game.
And they did the commercial with the kids. Mm-hmm. You know, you make me want to shout.
Right.
And the commercial was kids was getting married, and I think that's gonna win something this year too.
No.
But they do our songs in every Super Bowl.
Right.
And even the rappers did. Every rapper when Dr. Dre.
Yep.
And all the rappers was up there. Yeah.
When
I'm sorry. Did you say they play your songs every Super Bowl?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
that is a flex.
You know when
that is a flex.
when
That was nobody's flex.
He said that without a doubt.
When,
Super Bowl's to come.
back when Barack Obama was president-elect, and was sitting in front of the Lincoln Memorial. Garth Brooks was out there with an acoustic guitar. He put his guitar down. He took his hat off. And I'm watching this on CNN. And he said, "Way!" I was like, oh my God. In front of the Lincoln Memorial.
Right.
You know, you made me want to kick my heels up and throw my hand back. And you saw the audience,
Right.
and the president-elect was and Joe Biden, who was vice president,
Right.
and their wives, and I was like, good God. That song, boy, everybody knows it.
Yeah, it's gonna live forever. That,
Yeah,
I mean,
and that's the power.
You know what's crazy? Some people are
music.
blessed to have one of those records. Some people are blessed to have two of them records. At bare minimum, I mean at maximum, people are blessed to have three of them. Y'all got like 17.
No, it's superheroes. You guys are superheroes.
It's not fair. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I kept going. I was like, wait a minute. Did they never not make a hit? Like, I'm looking for the not hits. I'm looking like, go, and I'm like, that's a blessing, yo. That's a blessing. Like for real. No, for real.
Let me ask you, was your first taste of someone doing a cover of your music, was it, I mean, as big as it got, was it the Beatles?
The Shout was covered by, what's it, girl?
Joey D and the Starlighters did a version of Shout back in the, around 1961 or so. And I remember watching the show that Joey D and the Starlighters were on the same show as the Isley Brothers. And the Isley Brothers were closing the show with Shout. And Joey D and the Starlighters had out Shout, and they were doing it in front of them. And it's like, but the audience was still more so with the Isleys.
Right.
When then Kelly Rudolph and Ronald did it. So,
Well, Lulu had a
yeah,
number
she had
one,
a big version in England.
number one record of
Yeah, for
Shout
sure.
over in England. Yeah, that was the first record we wrote that had a cover. I wrote another song called "Nobody But Me," and it was number one song with the Human Beings.
Yeah.
and they played that at Super Bowl too. You know, so that was the first covers. Shout, "Nobody But Me," but that was the first songs I wrote.
Right.
Wow.
You know.
The first songs,
Yo, that's
and it's
crazy.
the beginning of the legacy that's being covered, and
Yeah.
it goes on.
The next song I wrote, that the guy wanted to give us half of it, the song, was a Twist and Shout. And we said, no, you go on and you keep that, you know. Not knowing that it would be a monster later, you know.
Now, was that considered rock and roll or doo-wop? What was that considered at that time?
Well, Little Richard was doing Good God and Miss Molly, you know.
Little Rick was rock and roll. He was
Yeah.
the beginning of rock and roll.
Yeah, him and Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
Right. So
So
y'all wasn't considered rock and roll. It was considered.
Nah, I think you
That's
guys
the
have done
beginning of
everything.
R&B.
I don't think they were saying R&B then.
Nah.
We didn't even have a name for the genre. It was just dope.
Yeah.
It was just fire.
Dope before it was called dope.
In a good
They
way.
were saying they called it rock and roll, but you know,
Right.
but I don't remember them calling songs R&B back then.
Right.
Right.
They said rhythm and blues.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you like the term R&B or
I don't care what term they call,
as long as they baby make
They
it?
play it.
As long
as long
as
as they play it, and the music is music, man.
right.
Music is music, man.
Right.
They try to put it in categories, you know.
And box it in.
Yeah, but and box you in with it.
Right.
But the Lord has, we know where our blessing come from.
Right.
This is Jesus Christ.
Yes.
You know.
So, cause like when I used to make music, people used to come up to me and be like, I went to jail for your shit. I'm like, what the fuck? I realized I didn't want them to say that, but I was like, all right. Like,
That's not very positive.
what would you want me to do? y'all the exact opposite. People be like, I had a baby because of your ass.
Your music impact different.
Yeah, it wasn't right. It wasn't right. But there's people who come up to y'all gotta be like, I had a baby because of you. How beautiful is that? Because
It makes you really, really feel good.
right.
Really feel good. Although you say, oh, you did. You did.
right.
Yeah, sometimes I've had guys come up to me and say, hey man, I love y'all's music, but I got in trouble because of y'all. I mean, what you talking about? Because I put that song on, Don't Say Goodnight,
Ooh.
I wanna love you.
Ooh.
Yeah. Over and over again. I wanna see what you like in bed. It's like, oh my God.
It gotta be a stable guy. Can't be a stalker.
Yeah,
Stalker
like,
gonna take that song different. Yes, that's very true.
Don't tell me.
That's very
But now our music has it has a lot of romance in it,
Yes.
and it's one of the probably our catalog is one of the go-to catalogs when it comes to men and women being together
Right.
in an intimate fashion, a date, or whatever, which is a wonderful thing.
It was crazy because I always used to say there's two genres of music that you can play loud and no one will ever get offended. And at first, I thought it was just reggae and salsa. But this past couple of months, me knowing that I had y'all booked, I kept playing y'all music loud as hell and in front of the white folks, and no one complained. And I said, but then I said, is Isley Brothers the own genre of music? Do y'all belong salsa?
There's enough of a catalog.
Look at the ladies. I like the ladies. It's like, yeah, nigga.
There's enough of a catalog for it.
No, because that's real. Like, you ever been on the Caribbean island and they playing the calypso and they playing? No one's offended by the words. No one's. And then if you go to like Latin, I'm a half Puerto Rican. I'm Latin. You play certain, and then I just realized it was also y'all music. You can play it loud. I'm talking about like, you know, the levels of the
Yeah.
where the people like they don't do that with y'all shit. They're like, oh. It's really baby making music. It's non-offensive.
That's facts.
Did y'all know that?
I know that now.
You know, we'd be somewhere on an island, I remember not too long ago, and this live band hit
Cover your
between
whole
the
shit.
sheets.
Wow.
Wow.
You know, we're sitting way over here, and they're way over there on the land, and you can hear it like loud and clear. It's like, that's wonderful, wonderful to have something like that happen.
What's one thing that you regret not taking advantage of in this game,
If anything.
if any?
Say that again.
One thing that you regret not taking advantage of, like.
Is there an opportunity you let pass by that you should have?
Like, yeah, Rihanna ever call you and you was like, I'll get back with you?
Oh, I remember the house, the Blues Brothers. They wanted us to perform in that movie.
Right,
The White Guys and Blues Brothers?
Yeah. No, you know, and that we turned it down, and they used another group.
Oh.
Right.
They used
take my
did a
last-
shout with someone else.
About Animal House.
Animal House, yeah, Animal House.
Yeah.
I would kind of regret that. And they wanted to use one of our records in the movie Night Fever, Night Fever.
Oh yeah, the Bee Gees, Saturday Night Fever. They wanted to use "Tell Me When You Need It Again" from the "Go for Your Guns" album,
And we turned it down.
Turn it down. Yeah.
But you a Harlem, the Godfather, right? You in that right now, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. God damn it.
Yeah.
So fuck the Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
You came back home. Oh man, I'm so excited, man.
So let me ask you, generationally though, decade-wise, is there a decade that stands out to you musically that you feel like it was just for you guys? This was where you guys were.
And hip hop is the
inspired
80s,
the
80s
most.
and 90s, right? And hip hop. Oh no,
No, I'm saying it's for them.
Okay,
like
my
any
bad.
decade
My bad.
out of your whole career. Is there any decade that you feel or time frame that you feel this was the most inspirational for whatever was happening at the time? Or for you guys personally?
I would say the decade that all of us was together, all the brothers were together, you know. And after my oldest brother passed,
Right.
it became very difficult and for me. But the fun, the real fun was when
What's together? Everyone's together.
We're all together.
I'll tell you
It's a big
something else.
family affair.
I'll tell you something else that I thought that the music that we were doing, it might have been starting from like Work to Do. Well, actually started from It's Your Thing. From It's Your Thing to like Between the Sheets in 83, 69 to 83. I thought, especially when we got 3+3 going forward, those albums were double platinum. That Lady, Fight the Power, Take Me to the Next Phase, whatever. I thought they would have been bigger.
Wow.
But by way of technology, and when they went into the MTV hip hop rap, those songs came back to us in a way I would have never imagined. So that I love it when you call me Big Papa, or today was a good day. I didn't have to use my AK, or see you at the crossroads. That would make me say it again, girl. Those songs came back in a way that I would have never imagined. So that, okay, we may have done double platinum as the Isley Brothers, but when you put all that other stuff on top, it was probably like 4 or 5 million, sales per album because of those songs.
And because they say that
the albums he's talking about are now 3 million by song.
Yeah, well, 3+3, Live It Up, Heat Is On, Harvest of the World.
Yeah.
Count it all up.
Go For Your Gun, Showdown.
I'll help.
The Heat Is On was my joint.
All the way. Yeah, Heat Is On had Fight the Power, For the Love of You, and Make Me Say It Again, Girl. They had the slow side, which at that time was, you mean they got a jam side? But you flip this record over and it's all slow songs, and people would just, when it came time, just flip the record over and you, For the Love of You, followed by Sensuality, followed by Make Me Say It Again. It was a great, great record. It went number 1, the first number 1 album for us.
And this was on Motown or no? This was
Isley's. It's T-Neck. T-Neck.
Hey, remember, they went indie quick. Don't get it twisted. You still waiting for your major label shot over there.
Or major label check? Holy shit, man. Oh, hold on. So we're going to take a quick break because I'm going to use the bathroom.
Let's go. I got to use the bathroom.
Anybody got to use the bathroom?
No, I'm good.
Okay. You ain't got to use the bathroom?
I'll follow you.
Take a bathroom break.
That's big killer. Beats in the
All right, so we're gonna wrap up this quick time with Slime.
Yeah.
Got a couple more questions. Analog or digital?
Wow. Both of them.
I think in some ways the analog may have a warmer sound. Digital may have a somewhat clearer,
Cleaner, right?
cleaner sound.
But that's not always good.
No.
To be so clean.
Right, it's not always
So
good.
you going analog? If you going analog, I'm taking a shot for that.
It's Your Thing was analog.
I'm taking a shot for that because I love analog. I love the rails when you had to walk around with the rails and it felt like you was holding
8
a human
inches.
being.
Yeah.
And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love, because that's the dirty sound came out. Like when But digital, it's almost like it's clean before they even
like it's
like
too
you know what I
clean.
mean? Like
You guys
I love that answer.
We mentioned it on Drink Champs, but DJ Quick he did an interview I think with Talib Kweli, and he mentioned that he felt that analog picked up the energy from the room.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
R. Kelly used to put a nickel on turntable to get that.
Right.
That DJ
sound
shit.
on the record, yeah.
That's that DJ shit. Hey, listen.
All right, Soul Train or American Bandstand?
Soul Train.
Soul Train.
I'm saying Soul Train too. Yeah. I'm with that.
Mike Tyson or Ali?
Ali. Both of them.
We haven't drank.
Let's drink. I'm drinking.
Yeah.
Cheers,
I'm
cheers,
ready.
cheers, cheers.
Is this the last one?
You got yours. We got the last one. This is
It's the last one.
go ahead, do the last one. Do the last one.
Now everyone thinks everyone thinks the whole game is a trick question, but it kind of is, but it isn't. It's always meant to let the artist loosen up. You know, we do this game to let the artist loosen up so they can start saying things. But
And pay homage to the people that we're talking about in the
But
list.
really, this is the only. To me, it's not a trick question. That is a trick question. It's the last one. It's loyalty or respect.
Loyalty's going to have respect in it, and respect's going to have loyalty in it.
That's what
you
I
can't really separate the two. They'll be together. You know, they're intertwined. You know, if you have respect, you're going to have loyalty. And how can you have loyalty without
respect.
having respect?
That was perfectly.
Oh wait, there's two people here.
Okay.
He might have a different answer.
Well, I'll choose that same answer.
Okay. All right, so that's both. We got a drink.
Okay. Oh shit. So salute.
Hold on. Let me get this Mama Juana.
So you ready? Well, it's lined up because we just want to play y'all some of the hit records
Cheers,
that
son.
y'all are responsible for indirectly.
And we just want to jam out a little bit.
And we're going to jam out with y'all a little bit, yes. There's no person on earth, I've never met him, and I don't think this person exists, that don't respect the Isley Brothers. And don't respect what you guys have laid down musically, with integrity, with morals, with having class. I'm so honored, man, to have you guys in our presence, to have you guys here. It's an honor. Like, you know, I'm trying to look for a word that's better than honor, and I just keep thinking honorable, but because my vocabulary is not that great. But my heart is, and I want to really tell y'all, man, you really birthed a whole generation of hip hoppers, of people lovers, of great people that's responsible for you as their parents. You know, because sometimes you musically people parents. Sometimes sometimes people don't have their parents at the household, and you know what they do? They go put it in that cassette. You know, I'm old enough to know about the tape deck and the ADAT and, you know, the CD player. Like, just some of these kids, you put out a CD player, you're like, wait a minute.
Right.
And I'm talking about, and you know, you are a lot of people's parents, and we want to respect that, and we want to salute you face to face, man to man, eye to eye, because a lot of people tell you how great you are when you're not around. And then when you're around, they want to be in competition with you or give you five or a hard way or something like that. And we want to tell y'all, man, that's not what we all over here. What we over here is people, we want to show you respect, we want to show you love, and we want to show you gratitude, loyalty, and everything, because you guys truly deserve it. You are what I think about when I think about legends, icons, and, you know, kings.
The epitome of what
epitome.
An artist
and that's
can
exactly
do.
who you are. Let's make some noise for that.
Let me say something. Like, I often say, like, if you're really into music, into culture, into all this stuff, like, it's okay not to know, because people forget, oh, you don't know the history, you don't know this, a younger generation, or even ourselves. It's okay not to know, but what I tell people is not okay not to want to know. You know, not to want to, as a DJ, dig in the crates. Right. So when I would hear a sample and I realized, oh, this is a sample, my job now as a lover of music is, where is this sample from? And that's what I would always tell a younger generation, like, it's not okay not to want to know. Don't be ignorant to the history of what you're into.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
But when we were talking really quick before, and I think we can't get out of here with talking about
I want to talk about one particular one.
Go ahead.
Was Contagious, because Contagious had 119 million. It has. It has. That means motherfuckers watching Contagious that don't know the language.
Right.
They are sitting there like, how does it feel to have a record that's big like that?
Well, in our show, we bring out furniture. We try to bring out a whole set, a whole house to do songs like Busted and Contagious. And
that was my next question, Busted.
Yeah.
You're doing my interview for me, man.
and the audience now, if you on your phone, your cell phone, they have so many people doing Busted.
Right.
We
on
watch
TikTok.
it.
On TikTok. Yeah. We see
Man,
it. Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing, and that's one of the important parts of our show every night.
Right.
Every night, and download. Me and R. Kelly did download. Video was one of the first video that we took 3 or 4 days to do.
Hype Williams, right?
Hype Williams.
Okay.
And that was one of the great videos. At the time, R. Kelly, I guess the problems had started. But if you go back and look at that video, that has to be one of the greatest hip hop videos.
So
I would like to say,
please. Yeah.
R. Kelly is one of the greatest producer writers that we have. We didn't keep up with what he did.
Right.
He was always a gentleman with us.
Right. He wasn't supposed to.
You could only speak on what you were dealing with.
You're correct.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And everybody know, like you said, you guys are class personified. Everyone knows that, man. You know what I mean? I'm glad that you addressed that. I'm glad you addressed it direct on, because it lets people know that there's nothing to hide. Everything is straight up, and that's a beautiful thing. You guys are legends, man. You guys kept your name so squeaky clean and kept it with integrity, and it's something that like I said, I want to always salute, and I want to always commend, because you guys lived a luxurious career.
Consistency and quality that is hard to maintain.
Thank you.
Do you see how many people have one hit? And one. They can't maintain.
One is hard to get.
One is super hard to get.
Right.
But then they can't last a year and a half.
That's a long time already.
They back working at Piggly Wiggly. I went too far?
Damn, you talking about Sonny's career.
No, but it's real. Like, it's real when you have a one hit record to maintain that. And you guys got, 30 years, more than 30 years, you got 32 albums. I'm talking about 32 albums. Like, I've looked at DJ Khaled the other day. I think DJ Khaled, he's going harder. He's 13. He's not even half of them. Not even half.
And to be clear, you guys are usually writing the vocals and the music as well.
Yes, correct.
And that is the most incredible part of this. Because try to maintain what they're doing that.
Right.
You could easily be a vocalist and have producers. You could easily be a vocalist and have writers writing your vocals and have producers. They are writing the music and the vocals and performing.
Right.
You're right.
That is incredible.
That's super incredible. What do you guys like better, writing the music or performing the music?
The both.
Damn, let me take a shot for that.
Hey, you still making a stick shot?
He's still making a stick shot.
Yeah, the thing is like we bounce
Right.
a lot of different ideas always off of each other, consciously, unconsciously. And so like when you come up with an idea, then you present it and it's bounced off the vocal part, and that bounces back to the writing part or the musical parts. And you know, we really don't do one without doing the other, but being
real.
conscious of the other.
Right.
You know, so that
Because you load the gun, you want to shoot it.
hey, you know, say
What analogy to add to that?
I'm sorry.
say like Footsteps in the Dark when it was first recorded. Drums, bass, one keyboard, and one guitar.
Okay.
And the first song that was performed vocally, Footsteps in the Dark. And once the vocal went on and the other vocals went on, then you can hear the other musical parts to be added to it. And by the time you finish with it, it's like glorious Technicolor. And you have, you know, you have the lyric, you have the harmonies, you know, you have all the things that make up a record by the time you finish. You don't necessarily have that when you begin. You just have
Right.
a beginning.
Right.
So that
So the finished product, performing the finished product. I get what
so
you're
by
saying.
the time we get to like the song is finished, it's like, man, that bad boy is out of here.
Right.
You know, for us to know that before it comes out. So that's sort of like the way that goes.
So let me ask you one more, right? And this is like going for it, right? Because and I'm gonna help you out with
Watch
this
out
one.
now.
I'm gonna help you out with this one because I go through this, and I only got 20 years, right? But every now and then a person samples my record, and I don't like it.
Okay.
Sampling it, or they're just doing it over the instrumental?
Doesn't matter. I don't like it.
You need to be like that.
Has
to like it.
somebody? Do you like everybody who covers your record, or has that? Look, I can tell you.
Nah, they turn down stuff all the time.
No, you're right. We turn down things all the time. You know,
Okay.
sometimes the lyrics are really, really, really bad. And we say, that don't fit with, you know.
Right.
You know. Yeah, you know, it's a funny thing that no one ever talk about the songs that don't make it.
Right.
You know, mostly the songs that we're talking about now are the hits.
Yeah, the hits,
Right.
yeah.
You know,
Right.
how many hits was it that didn't make it? You know,
Wow.
for whatever reason, you
Right.
know, they didn't get played, or the promotion wasn't right, or something.
You mean for the ones that you actually cleared?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
didn't make it.
We have albums that we try to say now. The album I did with Burt Bacharach is one of the best albums I did. And you know, the record company folded.
Oh, you're talking about your own records?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The record company folded when we released the record, you know. And that was one of the reasons the record didn't get the chance to
See
do
the
all
light
it
of day,
was
right.
doing. Yeah.
And you can't take that record now and...
We tried to buy the record back, and they pressed up 400,000, and they sold it 400,000, and it stopped.
Well, damn near went gold. In today's standard, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, they stopped it from going gold. They didn't want to owe y'all.
That's amazing. You know, we don't know where that record will wind up. Even after I'm gone, you know.
Right.
You know, that's the funny thing about records too.
Right.
You know, it's gonna be some hits that we didn't know about. You know,
Right.
my brother wrote a song. I think one of his first songs, my youngest brother, and he wrote the song, and someone in England did it. And they talk about this song as the best record in the world, you know.
Right.
And that was his first record as a kid, you know. Wow. You walk your way, I walk mine. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And did we get a Whitney Houston story, or no? We ain't get one yet.
And we were supposed to play the Whitney Houston record.
Ooh, Whitney Houston story.
Rest in peace, Whitney Houston.
Oh, I can tell you.
Okay.
I was in Las Vegas. We were in Las Vegas.
I don't know what you're drinking, but you loosening it up. I like it.
It's in Las Vegas. We're in Las Vegas, right? The MGM Hotel. And I was at a bank of elevators. And I came out. And this guy grabbed me and gave me a bear hug. I couldn't see who it was. But when he pushed back, it's Bobby Brown.
You giving us a 2 for 1?
It was Bobby Brown. And
He giving us Bobby Whitney.
After he pushed back, he said, "Oh man, Ernie, man, I love y'all, man. Love the way you play it, blah, 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 blah," you know. And he pushed back. And when he did that, Whitney Houston. And we embraced.
We got different stories. Like,
And I just said to her,
Whitney Houston with
"You're
me,
a champion,
man,
girl.
like that.
You're a champion." That's all I could say to her. "You're a champion." And she started smiling. They got in the elevator. And said, "You're a champion, girl. Don't forget that. You are a champion. You're a champion." That's the last thing I said to her.
And then
You had a different.
you look
Well, now we have different stories with different
different
performers.
eras for y'all.
Whitney Houston with me goes back to England, everything, every with her mother and the whole nine, you know.
Wow.
And so
Did the record together.
perfect. She's perfect.
God damn.
Where she had done a sample of Between the Sheets.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And Ronald was in the video with
Well,
her.
she flew me and Candy from Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, down
on
there.
our plane and it's just the whole nine with us.
Yeah, she did. She recorded For the Love of You also.
Wow.
You know, damn, man. You guys got such a beautiful history, a beautiful family.
And we're not even touching the surface of how
Yeah,
much
I mean,
history
yeah.
there is
Oh,
here.
yeah.
yeah.
To be
I
honest
mean,
with you, like this is we need days of a podcast.
I'll tell you a story.
yes, please. And keep drinking that shit.
I'll tell you a story. I was at my mother's house, and the door opened, and it was Ronald. And he said, "I got this idea for a song." And it was me, Kelly, and
Kelly
Mark.
Price? You say Kelly?
Kelly Isley.
Okay,
Me,
okay.
Kelly Isley, my eldest brother, and Marvin, the youngest brother. Ronald said, "I got this idea for a song." I said, "Yeah, what is it?" And he was start stomping his foot. "It's your thing. Do what you want to do.
Because I can't tell you who to sock it to.
And stop.
Wait, he said
And
it
he
perfectly
stopped.
like that already?
He
Hold on.
stopped
Let's do
after
it one
he
more
said
time.
that.
Say it again. It's your thing.
He did. It's the first time I ever heard that any of us had heard it. And after he stopped, he said something like, "What y'all think?" And we were all quiet. And I remember I said, "I like that you said, do what you want to do. I can't tell you who to sock it to. You didn't say sock it to me."
Because that's the other thing. Sock it to me.
Yeah, at the time. But
Yeah, I remember that record.
He never said that. He never said that in the
That's the last record. Sock it to me.
Yeah,
In the last record.
he just said, "I can't tell you who to sock it to." And eventually we went to the studio, and he sang the song on one take. On the first take.
I gotta be honest. I did not know what sock it to, what did it mean? What did that mean? Hit somebody?
Or it could be hit something.
Or
Intimate
Remember
relation.
Aretha Franklin did the record, "Sock It To Me, Sock It To Me." Respect.
oh, R.E. best and easy.
Yeah, respect.
Oh shit. So okay. All right. I'm gonna learn the slang. I'm gonna
that
get
was-
back my shit.
Get
No, but
with
see
it.
like that, and see when you hit you, I'll always remember that the first time I heard "It's Your Thing," it was like that. It was that raw. It was that voice.
When he came to you.
Voice. No,
Then Salt and Pepper
came to him.
sampled
Okay.
y'all shit too.
You know, he wrote the song. You know, and sang it on the first
So
take.
I'm saying when he came to you.
Yeah, when he came
singing.
when he came
Right,
down to the
right,
house and
right,
said, "What do
right.
y'all think?" And was like, and then the next time was doing the you know, it was coming together with the horn parts and what else instruments were going to be on it. And then we got to the studio, and he sang the song on the first take. I mean, what kind of
that's ordained.
What kind of, you know, like what kind of rolling of the dice is that? That's you.
Right. First take.
7.
Yeah, no, it's,
You know,
it's not rolling the dice at that point.
Either you're gonna roll 7 or you're not.
Right.
7.
Or Snake
And it's
Eyes.
that song, good God Almighty. Woo. So
Jesus, man.
Can you give us a record real quick? We just gonna take it real quick. We're gonna record it and we'll be right back.
Listen, brothers, I really get goosebumps, you know, just talking the history with you brothers. I really do. I really understand my childhood more. I understand my adulthood more.
Oh, Sonny.
I understand who I am in hip hop more. Because of us just sitting down with you brothers, because y'all are really royalty. And
Royalty, you're a history. You're a part of everybody's everything here.
And I don't see hip hop existing without you brothers.
Wow.
oh wow.
You know what's amazing?
Oh, I don't want to see hip hop existing without you.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, just think about all the records we be missing. If hip hop existed without the records that you guys made that trickled down to hip hop, I don't think it would be the same genre of
Because there
music.
was resistance early on to the people sampling in hip hop, and then the people that were saying, "Hey, these are the samples you got to pay up." The industry didn't have it together, and the young, thriving hip hop artists that they didn't know what they were doing. They were just doing what they were doing. So there was a clash there originally. Did you guys ever feel that clash with hip hop?
You know, when I went to, we were at the Grammys one time, and some people walked up to me and said, "Hey, do you know Kendrick Lamar?" I said, "I never heard of him."
Right.
And he had a couple of albums out, so he was a star then, but I had never heard of him. And they introduced him to me, and he said, "My mother was your biggest fan, and she wants me to do a song with you." He said, "And she will have a fit." All right, and we talked a little bit, and my wife right away said, "You don't know who Kendrick Lamar is?" And so he flew to St. Louis at the time, and we talked about what he was gonna do, and he had the song like, "Who's That Lady?" I love myself.
Yes.
I love myself. And so we talked about it, and we did it, and he talked about and I, you know, listening to the album that he did, he won nationally. He won the
That was the
Grammy, and we
the
won
Pimp a
Grammy.
Butterfly, right?
Yeah.
Amazing.
You know, it's just and you know, he was amazing. We
Right.
came back to New York. Came back to California.
Won the
did
Pulitzer
video.
for it, right,
Yeah.
right.
Did the video, but he turned out to be like, wow, this guy he's just amazing.
Yes.
You know?
And they all love you. We're all your sons. Let's just be clear. Let's be clear. I know you being humble about it, but we all under you. You know how a boss come into a meeting and be like, "Y'all all under me," like that. Y'all, we all under y'all. All right, it's like it's true. But y'all working on a new album or no?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, we have this album out now. Make Me Say It Again, girl.
That's charting right now.
That's charting.
And it's like doing fantastically wonderful. You know, like I said, the single has been on the charts for like 30 weeks in the top 5.
Wow.
You know, it was number 1 for 5 weeks, and it's number 5 or what is 6 or 7 this week?
And y'all went back major too, right? Y'all took that major check.
No, remember, they're independent. They just using the majors now for distribution.
That's what I be saying.
No, relax, buddy. Relax.
So the album is doing fantastic, and hey, man, let me thank everybody for that.
Yes,
you know?
please. Oh man, nah, man. Everyone, well, I'll reverse it on both of y'all. Everybody kind of need to thank y'all because, like, our show is about that. But I'm not saying this to say this because y'all in my face. I'm saying this to say this because y'all deserve this. I'm saying this to say this because this is real. I'm saying this to say this because this is facts. You guys are icons, legends. I sincerely believe this show wouldn't exist. I believe, his DJ career probably wouldn't exist. My, rap career wouldn't exist. And like I said earlier, I wouldn't even want it to exist without you brothers because it's a staple of what real music is. Real music is. And
fantastic.
Everything has soul in it. It has morals, has composition in it, as opposed to what's going on right now. And I'm not dissing the young brothers because I love them too. I'm just not where they're at. It has no substance. It has nothing. It just, these people are just talking to talk, and I don't want to become that guy. The young dudes, the young music is a little crazy. I don't want to do that, but we need substance in music. We need integrity in music. We need morals in music, and you guys are the quintessential example of that.
And your brothers as well.
All the brothers.
Thank you for that.
Yes,
Thank you.
all the brothers. Somebody I wanted to ask you about Dionne Warwick.
Wow. Wow. Going back to the song Twist and Shout. We were supposed to do a song from Burt Bacharach, Make It Easy on Yourself. And that's what we rehearsed, but the words were changed to Are You Lonely by Yourself? And they were arguing about that in the studio. And so they stopped our session, and Burt got mad and he walked out, and the guy that was producing us walked out. So we had 15 minutes left in the studio. So we did the B-side song, which was Twist and Shout. And we didn't hear it back because we didn't have enough time to listen at it. And so we said, man, we felt like that part of our career was over. Oh man, we ain't gonna have no, We walked out of the studio. They made 9 or 10 demos of that song, sent it to Philadelphia, and a disc jockey by the name of Jerry Blavitt started playing it, and the song went to 2 million.
Get it with the heat.
That's when I had met Dionne Warwick. And I talked about that on a show that we did with Whitbert. Said, look, man, I wanted to sing your type of songs, but we were left with Twist and Shout, so we did. And in those days, when you had a hit like Shout or Twist and Shout, they wanted to keep you in that pocket. So, saying them kind of songs to have the next hit.
So it's part 1, 2, and things like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no one would tell you to sing "Hello, It's Me," because they didn't know that you could perform that the same way. But it took us a couple of years to be able to get into those type of songs and that. Then we got there and said, now we got it made. We can do that, we can do this, we can do this.
You do everything.
Yeah. We can.
So you never felt like in a ball, like where people just made you continue to do that? Because, like, I remember me doing Super Thug. I had a song with Pharrell called What? And they just kept making me want to do that same record. And I was like, I made that record angry. I'm not angry no more. Like,
it's funny because the record doesn't even sound angry.
No. But we know. Just think about it. What? That ain't happy. You know what I'm saying? So, but they would try to. Was that something? When you moved over, these people were saying, man, do another Shout, do another, you know what I mean?
When we formed our own company, we could sing whatever we
do whatever you want. See, independent, baby. I told you this.
All right.
I told you this.
All right.
So that's when I could, hey, I want to do shout, I want to do work to do, I want to do anything.
You could experiment however you want.
There you go.
And obviously, some things didn't work.
Yeah,
like you
Summer
said.
Breeze was one of the songs I want to experiment with.
Oh my gosh.
Make it the sound like the raindrops. Yeah.
Wow.
God damn, I'm gonna just salute my glass to yours. Cheers. When you oh damn.
He finished his. He's done.
Man, I just want to. No, hold on. I'm gonna take a sip and continue to do another one. Because you guys, man.
Thank you.
Are really the real deal, man. And did you watch the movie Soul Man?
Yeah.
They stole your whole shit. Is that not hilarious? Didn't you watch it with Soul Man with Bernie Mac?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, you gotta watch it with Bernie Mac and what's his name, man? Oh fuck. Oh, Samuel Jackson.
Okay.
Man. Oh, they reenact your whole songs, but it's a comedy.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, it's called Soul Man. I thought you would have seen that. Everybody else, somebody seen that shit, right? They jack your whole shit. Yeah, they trying to be the Ozzy. But it was funny about it. Yeah, I mentioned the Blues Brothers earlier.
Come on, you texting somebody right now?
They were doing Ozzy Brothers songs with Blues Brothers outfits on. So it's a comedy. So it's not like to take it too serious. But they stole your whole shit. This is fact. This is a fact. I know because I'm a rapper and I'm a part of the community. They also stole your whole shit.
So
yeah, salute.
No, he's like, salute for stealing.
No. Not to stealing, but to saluting because, again, man.
It's called Soul Man.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah, I want to see
Soul
that.
Man, yeah. Obviously, it's before Bernie Mac passed away.
Yeah, rest in peace, Bernie Mac.
They are sitting there. They are like, they doing the moves. They doing everything. They copying y'all music. But it's funny because it was. Go ahead.
I want to ask him.
Go ahead.
You gonna read it off your phone?
Well, Ellis Fitzgerald, you about to ask him?
Oh. I'm going to just name a few women. Hey, you guys can take it.
Yeah, because they did ask about women, yeah.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. Go ahead.
I would like a Diana Ross story.
Believe me, today or this month, I listened to a whole lot of Ella Fitzgerald.
Wow. Fitzgerald, right.
Because of my wife, she plays it in the house like it's a new record.
Right.
She's a gang.
She is one of the greatest singers, I think.
Mm-hmm.
She just had it all. And my mother and father would play her the same as I hear today in my house. Yeah. That's the truth. My wife is right there. You can ask her.
Damn, make some noise for her. We respect that.
Yeah.
And Diana Ross, we got a Diana Ross story?
Diana?
Oh, that was the Diana
I mean, I
Ross
feel like we
story.
could say any name. And because of how much you guys are
you know everybody.
Oh, yeah.
influential, a part of it, you've been active, you have a story with these people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me, Sonny?
Word. See, this is the reason why he stays over there.
Oh.
Can't really.
No, we need to mic him up, though. I feel like we need to.
Yeah,
we need to mic
but
him
then
up.
cover his face at some point. We can hear you, but we can't see you. We don't want to see you. Listen, this is my friend. Listen. I'm gonna be honest, man. I had so much fun. I could keep going all day. I could keep asking y'all shit all day.
And it would be an honor.
And it's an honor. And this has been an honor. I think this is the first time I had goosebumps the whole time because I just kept like clapping, like the little Chucky doll. Like, I kept clapping because I'm so excited, like to come encounter with you brothers and y'all beautiful family and everyone y'all came with, for making sure that y'all, came here and your presence is known because. In our community, we need this. We need to big up our legends. We need to tell our legends how important they are, and not on a tweet. We can say it face to face, man to man. You can say it, and I'm gonna say it when you're here. I'm gonna say it when you're not here. I'm gonna say it when I'm thinking about you, because you fucking deserve it. You are legends, icons,
the greats.
And I personally want to bow to you guys.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I want to.
In my way, yes. In my way, I want to bow because it's 1,000,000%. I know if y'all didn't do what y'all did, we probably won't be able to do what we doing right now.
It's foundational.
And I ain't saying that to gas. I ain't saying that to
I like the show that you did with Kanye West.
Yes. Oh, that was
Which one? Which one? There was two. There was
we
two.
don't want you to get canceled now. Pick the first one. Pick the first one. Yeah, but yeah, man.
Let's have R. Kelly and Kanye.
No, we can't have two R. Kelly and Kanye in the same episode. I'm scared. Let me be the one to say no. I'm just playing. I am just playing. We love them both. Both from Chicago too, man. Y'all Chi-Town, these guys get together. I'm just playing. That was a joke.
I learned a lot from listening, watching those shows, watching you guys, the questions you asked them.
Yeah.
You know, and the whole nine. You know, I learned a lot from that.
Man, thank you so much,
Thank
man.
you very much.
We here to give you your flowers, and we're gonna take a picture, and then we do a couple of drops, and that's it, man. I'm so happy, man. I really want to say this, man. I thank y'all, man. I really thank y'all, because y'all didn't have to take your time out to do this. Y'all didn't have to take your time out to continue to represent the culture. But the fact that y'all do, I'm thankful, man. I really am thankful. Like I said, I had goosebumps this whole time.
And thank your supportive family for being a part of it as well, because obviously they're the support system in your lives as well.
Wait a minute. Is that bottle almost done?
Sonny! We wanted to try it though.
You don't stress.
Take some pictures.